Hey, if this is your first time here, my name is Ileane Smith, and I'm the host of this YouTube channel as well as the Miss Ileane Speaks podcast. And I know that you offer value to your audience. I know that your fans appreciate all of the great content that you're putting out. That's why today I'm going to introduce you to an alternative for making income online so you don't have to rely on AdSense and other forms of income here on your YouTube channel. I'm going to introduce you to Patreon. And I want to say, hey, I see someone has typed in the chat. I missed your name, so I'm going to keep my glasses on. I'm going to try to anyway, so that I don't miss the chat. So, Patreon. It doesn't matter if you're writing music or if you're an artist, YouTuber, a podcaster. As long as you have an audience or you have value to offer an audience, you should consider setting up a Patreon page. And I'll tell you a little bit about Patreon so you can understand why. It's a platform where you can set up a membership site. It's really a membership site so that you can have your fans can show their appreciation and support for your content by pledging a monthly amount, or they can pledge by creative item that you produce for them. So that's why Patreon is so important, because you don't have that middleman of the creative plug. Hi, how are you? Of the advertisers. Like, for example, when you're using AdSense on your YouTube channel, you never really talk to the advertisers that are helping to get you paid. YouTube does all of that. They're sort of the middleman. And Barb T is here, and she says she's glad I'm covering this topic. And, I got to take a second to tell you guys something, because, when you're doing live streaming, things don't always go as planned. And my real plan, or I'm great, been waiting for you to go live. Oh, because I give so much value. Whoo, whoo, whoo. You might want to consider being a patron over on Patreon. And that's patreon.com/Ileane. So what happened with this live stream was it was supposed to happen from desktop today. But as fate would have it, my mouse died. And it's a rechargeable mouse. It's not like I ran out of batteries. The only way I can charge my mouse, in fact, I'll show you as much as I can. I don't know if this cord is going to reach. The way I charge the mouse is with the connector, the same connector that you use on your iPhone. Okay, so that has to be plugged in, which means I can't use it because the plug is on the bottom of the mouse. And for some reason, it doesn't warn you that you're running low on battery until it's too late. So, so the mouse is on the charger. So I may even start up another live stream as things go on. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what kind of questions and so forth that you have. Okay, so Patreon is recurring funding. Now, one of the reasons why I think this is super important is because I have so many of my friends have WordPress blogs, okay? And you may have, I'm not sure what kind of a blog you have, if you have a blog. But a lot of them will experiment with different software so that they can set up a membership site on their blog. And I'm telling you, I have seen it fail over and over again with different plugins. Then once you have one plugin, that plugin doesn't do everything you wanted to do to satisfy your members. And then you have to add another plugin, and then the two plugins conflict, and it happens to be a nightmare. I know a few of my friends that have given up on that, and they have just decided to use a courseware platform like Thinkific or Teachable. And so I actually use Teachable myself. That's for my course. And Barb is saying, me too. Good to hear membership plugin fail. Yeah, a lot of folks, and these are my friends that are not, young or newbie bloggers. These are experienced bloggers that have even hired coders to come in and help them administer, but they give up because as soon as they get it working the way they want, WordPress updates or one of the plugins gets updated, and bam, they're back to square one and things are broken because you have to integrate different payment gateways and all of that to make sure that the processing of the payments. So now let me explain why people want to have a membership site. When you're a content creator, you're putting out all this value, and sometimes you feel like, wait, I see the same value or the same type of things that I'm teaching. I see someone else teaching that same topic, and they're charging $5.95 for a course, or they have everything behind a paywall. And a lot of times people will say to you, you offer so much value. How can I pay you back? People want to pay you back. And the other thing about having a system set up where people contribute or support you is a lot of times especially when you're an educator like myself. All right. I do tutorials and, I teach people how to do stuff online for the most part. Okay. And a lot of times when people don't pay, they don't value. Hey, Terry, I'm glad you got the message to come on over. A lot of times when people don't pay anything for the information that they're getting from you, they don't do it. They don't take action. So they want to learn how to do something, like they'll come to me and they'll say, oh, how do I make my YouTube channel better? Now, in case you don't know, I've got a whole playlist of just about everything you want to know from soup to nuts about how to improve your YouTube channel. And people will watch the videos, and then a couple months later, I'll see the same person. They'll be like, I can't figure out how to use those tags. I just set up my Patreon because of you. Thank you, Terry. Okay. So, I haven't figured out. Oh, or they do it, claim they created it, and dare to charge you for it. Or they're, hey, Larry, howdy. Or they will say, guess what? And, I'll tell them all about TubeBuddy and how to optimize your tags and your titles and your descriptions and all that with TubeBuddy. I may even give them a complete walkthrough of how to do it. And lo and behold, a couple months will pass by. How's your YouTube channel going? Oh, it's not going too great. But so-and-so just told me about this tool called TubeBuddy. And I'm like, I told you about that 6 months ago. And they will come to me like they're telling me something, right? And it's because they didn't really value. They may have enjoyed the particular broadcast. Maybe it was a live stream or a video, and they may have enjoyed it, but the content didn't sink in. Let me tell you what happened recently. I started talking about Patreon over on my podcast. And one of the reasons why I did is because I just found out, they just made the announcement that they raised $60 million in funding. So when I saw that, I said, now I really know this platform is stable. I always felt that it was stable, but it just felt so nice to see. Hey, Pam, it just felt so nice to see that they raised that funding. So I feel more confident with recommending it to folks because I hate these fly by night platforms that are here one day, gone the next. And, hey, Andrew, I'm a sponge. Everything sinks in, just no time to act on it all. And, so what happens is because I felt more confident about the platform and about the platform being around, I started talking about it on my anchor station. And one of my dreams came true. I mean, this is a dream that comes true a lot, but people took action. I got action takers. I've got people, I'm getting emails from Patreon. So-and-so signed up with your referral link. This one signed up with your referral link. And I even got a new patron. Some of us just forget you told us pays to, I missed that second one. Sorry, Barb. So this is what happens. And, I think, oh, I forgot to lose your link. Sorry. Oh, yeah, Terry, you're getting a spanking. Terry's getting a spanking. So, anywho, and for those of you who do want to sign up, the link is Ileane.link/invite. It's ILEANE.link/invite. Okay, so that, Kinky Saturday. Okay, so as I explained, for those who just got here late, my mouse died, and so that's why I am on my phone. And so since so many of you are here, let me see how much power I have in this mouse now, because I really want to show you guys some of the back end. Am I up to even 20? I'm up to 21%. I'm going to leave it on just a little longer because I hate to get into it and then it die again. So let's put it back on the charger. Okay. So let me just give you a couple of places that you can get educated by Patreon about the platform, about how to, and Terry, write this down. Larry, write this down. Okay, so you're going to go to learn.patreon.com. Hey, Umior, Raman, how you doing? Okay, so that is going to help you out. Now, one of the things that happened with Patreon is they update the platform so much that I got kind of lost when I went over there to add a new rewards to my Patreon page. Because at my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Ileane, the $1 level, that's actually filled up. That's for the patron level. Then the $5 level, that is the one that, I'm asking people to come in at the $5 level. Or if you want the $12 level, now there's only 5 spots for the $12 level, and actually 3 of those spots are taken, so there's only 2 spots left. And you can go over and you can see all the different perks that you get. And, I'll show you that once this mouse gets charged up. But I had to introduce another level, and here's why. I have people, because I'm getting introduced to a whole new audience of people on Anchor, and they're saying, wow, this gal knows her stuff, right? So they kind of want to sit down and have brainstorming sessions with me and pick my brain and what should I do about my brain. Well, I'm a helpful person and I don't mind helping folks. I really don't. However, what did I say to you earlier? You sit down with someone and you give them a conversation, tell them how to set up their YouTube channel or tell them how to, get their brand together, and they don't take action when there's no money involved. Okay? So I'm not going to sit and give somebody soup to nuts how they should promote their brand, how they should expand their brand. And it's not so much about them giving me money as about me not wasting my time. I don't want to waste my time and their time because, like I said, 6 months later on, they'll come back to me and tell me the same stuff I told them 6 months ago and act like I should be surprised. Like, oh, you should be consistent with your branding. Oh, wow. Imagine that. So having that pledge system in place reinforces to that person, they start taking it seriously. They'll say, wow, I'm not just talking about what I want to do with my brand. I'm going to take some action, and knowing that you're making that monthly membership payment will help move the needle. Now, let me tell you about from being a patron, from the patron's point of view, okay? Because some of you here are my patrons, and some of you listening to this may want to become my patrons. From the patron's point of view, I am a patron of, I'll mention two people that I'm really excited about being a patron of, and one of them is Dave Jackson from the School of Podcasting. And one of the reasons why all of a sudden I hear noise, I don't know why. You know what? I don't see you guys' comments anymore. Did the comments slow down? Just let me know, because maybe, okay, yeah, I do see Pam saying, me too. Yeah, for example, the reason why I like Patreon and monetization, thinking about Pam, all of a sudden YouTube is trying to enforce, can I see this? Yes, I see it now, Terry, thanks. YouTube is trying to enforce this rule they had about you need to have 10,000 views in order to monetize your channel. But, even when you get past 10,000 views, it takes a long time to make money on YouTube with AdSense, especially when you first get started.